What's going on, YouTube? Another day back to the Mustang. In case you can't tell, we are at LKQ. I almost said pull apart. We're at LKQ, and we've been walking through this place trying to find parts, and as you could imagine, something as old as a 94 is a little difficult to come across, but I think we did. In fact, I think, yeah, we have a 94 right here, and I noticed something. I thought the radiators would work from like 94 probably up to 98 until the body style change in 99. Turns out I'm wrong. Now, you can put an automatic radiator in a manual, but you cannot put a manual into an automatic unless you're going to put an auxiliary transmission cooler in the car. And this one isn't automatic, and this is actually in pretty good shape. I like the rims too. The tires on this are, well, no, they're not. They're cracked, but the tires look really good. These are the factory V6 rims for 94, not the GTs. But look at the interior on this. It's really not bad. In the color combo, the red on black, just beautiful. Now this car has 227,000 miles on it, so whoo. But here's what we managed to find on this 94. If necessary, we've got a corner light, we've got a headlight, we've got another headlight, we've got another corner light. We do have a mostly intact header panel that we can use mostly. It's got a little brake right here, so there you go. But we can't do any of this yet. We're not ready. It's got the hood latch that we need as well. Ours is completely broken and destroyed. We also get a good look at the core support here, where you can see ours is bowed up a little, and I wasn't sure if it was made that way or not. Absolutely not. The core support is supposed to be nice and flat here, so this gave me a better visual of what we need. This radiator, unfortunately, is one of like two out of every car they've got here that we're going to be able to use. It looks like it's going to work. When you get up to like 97, which I thought would work, this piece, which is buried down in here, and there's an elbow, as you can see, like that comes out. The newer ones, like 97, don't have that. They're actually mounted up here without this long arm extending away from it. So I don't know. Apparently they changed at some point. And yes, I know you're going to say this is a V6. That radiator is not going to work. The V6 radiator is the same as the V8. So this is real easy to pull out. I'm not going to do a walkthrough, a step-by-step on this. You got a couple 8mm up here that pull this off. Then you've got a couple more 8mm on each side of the cooling fan. Cooling fan pops off. Got a couple 8mm here that pop this bracket off. And that's actually small. That's like a 7 or a 6. You got an 8mm here. You take this upper hose off. I know it's windy. Sorry about that. Then the lower radiator hose on these is normally cut. I don't know if they cut this one or not, but obviously take the lower hose, the upper hose, pull this whole assembly out, and off you go. So let's get this radiator out and have a closer look at it, make sure it's something we can actually use. All right, so I had a change of heart, and I've done quite a bit off camera. We are taking out what should be the last bolt in the header panel. I couldn't help it because, you know, I don't know if this is going to be here tomorrow or next week. I don't want to risk it. I'm about to leave for vacation for about a week to Oregon. And I'm here today, I'm here right now. These parts are not that expensive, so as far as I'm concerned, regardless of whether the car has a head gasket issue or not, the bumper attaches into the header panel, and I haven't been able to figure out how to get it out. So we took everything off, and as I said, this should all just come apart now. It should be ready to go. Pull the wires out. And then we got to figure out how to separate the header panel from the bumper, because it is it's attached. And it looks like, yeah, here we go. Down here, it looks like there's a big melted piece that's designed to keep you from being able to separate the bumper cover from the header panel. So we're going to have to figure out how to get that out of there. Maybe maybe if you tilt it, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to do this on camera, but the weather's changing. We've got an Arctic blast coming in. So in other words, we'll be right back. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. They've built this ridge right here so that once you get it into the core support, once you get into the header panel, it doesn't want to come out. So what I did on the other side, it seems to work, is just wedge the screwdriver up in here and get some space, and then just push on the bumper, and just like that, we have separated the header panel from the bumper. Now, this header panel is not perfect. It's got a little break right here, but it's the best one I could find. We're gonna make do with it since we're already here. We may put it on, we may just give this to Mike. The goal is to get this car put together enough that we can drive it down to Mike, which is about an hour or so drive. It's a 70, 80 mile trip, so it should be really interesting. Let's, over here we got the lights. We got our headlights, and we got our corner lights. We got our header panel. We got all the hardware with it. We got a radiator. This should be enough to get us going. So let's get back to the house and see if this engine holds pressure or if we have a blown head gasket. And we're back. So we're gonna get started putting this back together, getting some pressure put on the cooling system, finding out if we're gonna mix water with oil, which chances are we probably will, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. So I got a new belt. This one's totally shot. I'm probably gonna take a piece of wood and try to work on this metal just a little bit, try to bring it down. It's bowed up just a hair. I want to try to bring it down, pull it out just a hair so we don't have the battery knocking into the radiator like we did last time. I'm going to try not to do too much work on the metal because that is not my forte and I don't want to screw anything up for Mike. So here's what we got. We got us a new radiator. We got us a header panel. We got headlights. We've got corner, side marker, turn signal lights. We've got a new battery. Slightly smaller than the original, than the factory. Only it's 25 cranking amps lower. It's just gonna have to do because I wasn't spending. It's $50 for that battery, $100 there. We're not doing it. So $50 battery, $8 bottle of coolant. The belt, I think it was 20 bucks somewhere around here. I've got the belt. I don't know what I did with it, but there it is. There it is. Belt is right there, $20. I'll tell you what, from LKQ. These pieces I felt were a little expensive. Comment below, tell me what you think. For the radiator, this little piece of plastic that was already partially broken, the corner lights and the headlights, that came out to $250. $250 for a radiator, core support, headlights, and corner lights. Truthfully, I was blown away by that. I really was blown away by that. Headlights were $33 a piece. Corner lights were $17 a piece. The radiator was $50. You can get a brand new one on eBay for $50, but the radiator was $50. The battery was $50. So the belt was $20. So you get an idea of what we're putting in this. Plus we had $1,500 in it. One last thing, I'm trying to rush along so we can move on to actually putting this thing together. We got the tire fixed. The tire had a bad valve stem, 10 bucks. They took the tire off, put a new valve stem on it for me. So we'll have all 4 regular tires on the ground. So now I guess it's time to replace this belt. I'll start with that and then we'll move into putting the radiator in. And I guess the main part of this video is to see if the cooling system is going to hold pressure and whether or not we leak the coolant or water into the oil. So the weather's getting bad. We don't have long before it gets really cold with 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts. We're getting an Arctic blast tonight. So we got to get going. Let's make this happen. This is always fun to put back in. You got to get this out of the way. This angled in this direction past the fan, get the wires out of the way. You don't want to break these are air conditioning lights also, so gotta be careful. There we go, got one side in and this side. There we go. Make sure she sits in the right spot here. All right. There we go. It's a start. It's a start. There we go. New belt is on. Radiator is in. Time to start connecting hoses. See what happens. All right, moment of truth. Here we go. And And I know a lot of you are going to be like, water? No, if you think I'm wasting antifreeze is not cheap. Before we know what this thing's going to do, you're crazy. So we're going to fill it up with water. We'll let the system pressurize and we will see what comes of it before we go filling it full of antifreeze. So moment of truth is coming up. We're about to fire it up. Cross your fingers. Okay, well, the first good news I've got is it seems to be holding. The water's floating at the top. Now, we're going to see if we're losing any compression through the cooling system, so we're going to fire it up just like it is with the cap off and make sure we're not blowing any of the coolant out of the radiator. And it'll be a first time for it starting with us without a booster pack on it, which will be nice. We're going to have to go get some gas for it. It's out. Oh, it's running good. It's not running like it's dumping water into the cylinders. A lot of times also, just like that. A lot of times with the blown head gasket, you pour water into it, it starts dumping through the cylinders, and that's a wrap. I will tell you this, that's the first time it's died on me. The water is still pretty much full. It looks like it only went down just a hair. Yeah, just a hair. All right, let's try again. Like I said, it's worth mentioning, this thing is out of gas, number one. I don't know if you can see that down there, but the bottom left, that's the gas gauge. It's empty and it's old. Round two. Oh, she's trying to die. Come on. Come on. You got this, man. You can do this. I got faith in you. All right, I'm going to be straight up. I don't have faith that we're not going to get milkshake in the oil. I really don't. I fully expect to have milkshake in the oil. It got in there one way or another, and I feel like we've been so lucky so far. I doubt we're going to be so lucky as to have it be like a sabotage type deal where someone just dumped water down the engine. It's a little low on water. Let's put some more into it. It's not very low. Not very low at all. I'm also looking for exhaust gases to be blowing or bubbling out. So far, so good. Our new belt is on. New belt seems to be doing all right. Let's put this cap on, and as I said before, we'll leave it to the car. There's nothing I can do if it's got a cracked head or something. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do right here to stop it. So for now, let's leave it running. Let's let it get up to operating temperature, and we'll come back and check on it in a little bit. All right, so we've got it out on the road, and I'm the first to admit it doesn't have a whole lot of horsepower, but boy, she's got some torque. She's got some torque. Let's stop and get some gas real quick and continue our test drive. Ooh, ooh. All right, so here's what I can tell you. I've been out here driving it for a little bit, and definitely the trip wasn't working. It may be starting to work now. I'm not thinking this odometer has changed at all. So you may have been right about this. Another thing, I'm noticing the temperature gauge does kind of move up to the M and the A, which is kind of high, but it always goes right back down, and it comes up and it goes down. It seems to be all right. The heat is working properly. Let's get out. As you can see, we put some gas. We got 3/4 of a tank of gas in it. I put 10 gallons of gas in this bad boy. There she is, and I know I've had a lot of you say it sounds like it's misfiring. Let me assure you, she is not misfiring at all. This sucker may have a cam in it. It literally idles like this. Listen to this lope right here, this bloop, 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 bloop. Believe me when I tell you, she's not misfiring at all. We got the tire fixed, tires back on. And yeah, we're actually out in public in this thing with the headlights taped on, no hood on the car, and I'm rocking this bad boy because she deserves it. She's been sitting for 3 to 5 years, and this baby has been waiting to get back on the road and run, and believe me, running her is exactly what I'm doing, but I'm not breaking the law. Mike, don't worry, I'm not speeding or anything like that. Just having a good time, spirited acceleration, just playing with her. This is what this car was made for. I do notice this though. Here's something I noticed. We had good pressure on the cooling system earlier. Now it seems like the pressure is gone. So radiator cap is warm. There's a possibility we might have a faulty radiator cap. We might have a slight leak. I don't know. I don't think we do. And I know you probably can't see on camera, but the oil is good. The water is good. The oil is good. There is no water in it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess the only thing we can do is first I got to finish shopping. Let's take it home and check the coolant level and all that stuff. We definitely got to put some antifreeze in it, assuming nothing's leaking out of it. I'm excited. I'm real excited. See there? See what I mean? Look how high that temperature gauge is going up right there. That's what I'm talking about. It's passing the M, but you turn the heater on and everything, and the heater's hot. The heater's good and hot. I don't know, it could be an air pocket in the cooling system. I don't know. We'll keep screwing with it and we'll figure something out. Oh man. It's crazy because, you know, I do have a Corvette, and the Corvette is so much fun to drive. But you know, I'm a sucker for old muscle cars, man. I mean, old, new, whatever, I don't care. And having a stick shift again is, look at that. Woo! Oh man, she's a torquey little beast, isn't she? Not big on horsepower, but almost 300 foot-pounds of torque. That's pretty good for an old. You gotta think it's a 1994. All right. And let me tell you something. The heat's on. It's nice and toasty. It's not getting hot. It's not too cold. It's doing great. Real proud of this car. Real proud of this car. I'm so happy to have resurrected it. Now, you know what we got to do? Got to do the unthinkable. Got to take it to Starbucks with taped on headlights and no hood and taped on turn signals. Let's do that right now. Could I get a venti Java chip and a warmed up cheese Danish?
Let me check on that cheese Danish real quick.
Sure.
It looks like we do venti Java chip and a cheese Danish. Anything else for you?
Then let me get a tall cinnamon shortbread latte, please.
Anything else for you today?
That'll do it.
All right, looks like the total's going to be $13.58. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we have just been out here cruising around in circles. Haven't felt comfortable enough taking it on the highway yet. Definitely want to get the water out of it, get antifreeze in it, but the temperature is doing great. Listen to this. Ah, man. This car is so much fun. So I guess the next thing to do is get back to the house and let's check the engine oil, and you know, we'll have to go from there. If there is no water in the oil after all this driving around and spirited, legal but spirited driving, then I think she's good to go. And I'd say it's almost ready to take down to Mike aka Weird Beard, because he's going to do the rest of the body work. So if you're not subscribed to Mike Weird Beard on YouTube, you better go subscribe, because this car is almost ready to head down to him for the body work, and I believe he's going to paint it too. So let's get back to the house and see what the engine oil looks like. Moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to check the engine oil. I gave the engine time to cool off, and it's freezing out here now. It's getting real cold. So I'm going to have to get this water out and get the antifreeze in. I'm not going to show you that. There's nothing interesting about seeing that. What is interesting, though, is cleaning off this dipstick and running it back through and seeing if we are over the full mark. Do we have any water in the oil here? Just so you can see I'm not screwing around with you here. Let's have a close look. Damn it, it's stuck. There we go. Let's have a close look in the light here. What does that look like to you? That's crystal clear, clean. There's no water in it. Look, I didn't, like I said, I didn't go crazy with it, but I mean, I laid into it, and I didn't lay into it because, okay, look, part of it is just, it's fun. It's so much fun, but this wasn't about fun. I mean, fun was just a great extra that came with it. This was about making sure that we're not going to get water in the oil. You know, that's I don't know where the water came from. Many of you speculated that perhaps someone just dumped water down it. Now you can see the cap is a little frothy, all right? And that's normal, especially after having as much water in the oil as it had. That's not unusual, and even for cars that didn't have water in the oil, that's not totally unusual either, especially with drastic temperature changes and things like that. So there you have it. There it is. Let's see how the coolant level is. I'll make sure we don't have any. It doesn't seem like there's pressure on the cooling system here. Let's have a look. Now I have no doubt that it sucked some down. No doubt about that at all, because this thing was just, we had the whole radiator out. This thing was bone dry. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this gallon, add some water to it, see how much it sucked down. I bet it wasn't much. There we go. That's it, and that's full. Literally just a few drops. So, what do you think? What do you think? I'm at a loss, man. I'm at a loss. I'm thrilled. I'm so happy right now. I'm just happy. All right. So, I mean, that's about all you're gonna see of this car from me. Unfortunately, I think this is probably my last day with it. I'm actually feeling kind of sad. Like, this is my problem. I am addicted to cars. Not crack, not meth, not heroin, not pills. Like, I am addicted to cars, man. I love cars. And it has been so long. I've had a lot of Mustangs. I have a lot of Camaros too. And I love them. I love them. It's been so long since I had a manual transmission with a V8 behind it. Even though it's not a high horsepower car, it's so much fun, and I'm really gonna miss this car, but I know that Mike is gonna put his magic touch on it, and I'm sure you are gonna love what he's doing. He's got some metal work to do. He's gotta pull this front end out, he's gotta put the header panel on, and don't quote me, I'm not 100% sure, but I think he said he's painting the whole damn car. So, you know, this was a deal where I put in my work, I got her running, I got her driving, I resurrected this car from death. I mean, this car was dead. It's back to life. Now Mike is going to make it beautiful. You know, Mike is amazing. He's an amazing mechanic. He's an amazing body guy, like paint guy. This dude knows what he's doing. So please, I know I recommend him all the time, but some of these things like this project right here, this is, and the Z, this is both of us, man. If you want to see the finished product, if you want to see the rest of the repairs on this, you just got to go over to Mike Weird Beard on YouTube. That's it, Weird Beard on YouTube. I'll have a link in the description. I'll have a link in the comment. Go subscribe if you want to see. He's already got the hood. Thank God, he's got a yellow hood for it. And I got this fender pretty much straight. It's not perfect, but look at this. Remember, this fender was folded up. and I got it out with just a tiny bit of damage there. Mike's gonna fix that. And I'm interested to see this. Mike said he's gonna do his best to fix this too, and this is really folded in, but I know he knows what he's doing. So I have faith in him. He's gonna get this thing straight. We're gonna see a header panel, we're gonna have lights, and this baby's gonna be beautiful again. It's gonna be a beautiful car when Mike's done with it. And this is something, I feel like Mike's talents and my talents, I think we really complement each other. You know, we really do. We work really well as a team. And I am excited, since I don't get to go down there and watch him do this. I'm gonna be watching his videos myself. You know, I'm gonna be watching his videos so that I can see what he does with this thing. And I know a lot of you have been telling me on YouTube that you're interested in buying this car, that you want this car. Well, it's not for sale yet, but when it's ready, Mike will let you know, and you can get in touch with Mike. As far as I can tell, it's already gotten cold right now. The weather is changing quickly. It's getting wet, and the weather is just getting really, really bad. But tomorrow is supposed to be the worst of it. But assuming we don't get too much snow or anything, I'm going to send this down to Mike tomorrow. So he'll have it at his house. He'll have it ready for his shop. And I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you. Now, we know the odometer doesn't work. A lot of you suggested maybe that was the case, and you're right, the odometer doesn't work. So we don't know how many miles are on it. You know, we don't, but I don't feel like that 78,000 miles is too far out from actual mileage. And maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Either way, it's a great running and driving car. Had a lot of fun with it. I enjoyed sharing it with you guys on the channel, and I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos with me. So as much as I don't want to end the Mustang series on my channel, it's time to say goodbye. We got to go. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. I really do. I'm so thankful to all of you that make what I do possible. And I hate to get mushy and say it all the time, but I mean, I'm serious. I love what I do. I really enjoy it. And you guys are it, man. You make this possible for me. So many things that I've got planned for the future. So many things. Mike and I are going to continue working together. We got lots of stuff we want to do together. I've got some other things I want to do on my own at some point. I want to take some of these projects, these resurrected dead cars, so to speak, and I want to do more of these. I want to do more dead cars and see if we can bring them back to life again. And then I want to donate them to charity, like to veterans, or to like single moms, single dads in need. Like find some good charitable organizations and donate some of these cars to people that really need them. So we're going to have a lot of fun. There's a lot coming. The future looks really bright over here at Auto Auction Rebuilds and at Weird Beard Auto Sales. I'm looking forward to more collaboration with Mike, and I certainly appreciate all you do, Mike. Thank you so much. You've been a huge help for me. And yeah, we're out of here. Stay safe out there, everybody. We will catch you very soon in the next one. Check out Weird Beard, please. He's going to put this bad boy back together. You're going to love it. I'm out.